Hello students, welcome to science class. I am Miss Saida and we are learning chapter number 3 from science 2, that is life processes in living organisms part 2. In our previous videos we have learned about double fertilization in plants, and today we'll study about human female and male reproductive systems, its parts and functions. Before proceeding to it, we'll just recapitulate the things which you have learned in our previous classes. So there are total 23 pairs of chromosome in human beings, or you can say 46 chromosomes. 22 pairs of chromosome, they are called as autosomes. One pair of chromosome is called as sex chromosome. And male consists of 22 pairs of autosome plus XY sex chromosome, while female consists of 22 pairs of autosomes and XX sex chromosomes. So in males Y chromosome is present and in females X chromosomes are present. Reproductive organs they develop in men and women are due to the presence of sex chromosomes. So we'll first start with human male reproductive system. It consists of testes, and testes are the primary reproductive organs, and it also consists of ducts and glands. Testes are present in the scrotum outside the abdominal cavity, and they contain numerous seminiferous tubules. Testes produces millions and millions of sperms by the process of spermatogenesis. And the male reproductive glands, they produces sperms and seminal fluid. So germinal epithelium present in the seminiferous tubules divide by meiosis to produce sperms, and these sperms they are then sent forward through various tubules. Sequence of these tubules is as from retitestis, means the sperms which are produced in testes, they are transported to retitestis, then vas efferents, then to epididymis, later to vas differentia and ejaculatory duct. Ultimately, they are released through urinogenital duct or tract. So, as the sperm they are pushed forward from one duct to next, they become mature, motile, and able to fertilize the ovum. And female produces ovum. So this is the structure of male reproductive system. You can see the paired structure of male reproductive systems. They are testes, corpus gland, seminal vesicles, vas deferens, ejaculatory ducts, and epididymis. And secretion of seminal vesicles, prostate glands, and corpus gland constitute the semen. So seminal vesicles secrete their secretion in ejaculatory duct, whereas the prostate glands and corpus glands secrete their secretion in urinogenital tract. And how semen is synthesized or it is produced? So it is the combination of sperms plus the secretion of all these glands. Now we know all the organs of male reproductive system, they are paired except urinogenital duct, prostate gland, penis, and scrotum. They are not paired, they are unpaired. So this is the structure of sperm. It consists of head, which is called as acrosome, and tail, which is called as axial filament. The nucleus is present, centriole is present in sperm, and even mitochondria is also present. So seminal vesicles, they secrete secretion in ejaculatory ducts, and prostate gland, corpus gland, they secrete their secretion in urinogenital duct. So this is the difference between the two. Pay attention please. And semen is the secretion of these glands plus sperms. So testes produces sperms also and hormone that is called as testosterone also. which is a sex hormone. And length of a sperm is nearly 60 millimeters. Sorry, it is 60 micrometers, while the length of male reproductive system is 6.5 meters. And sperm needs large amount of energy, which is provided by the fructose present in the semen. So this is all about male reproductive system. We have seen the different parts. We have seen how the sperm transport from one duct to the next, and what are the secretion of different glands, and which is the sex hormone in case of male. Now we'll study about female reproductive system. So it consists of a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts, uterus, vagina, and Bartholin's gland. So ovary produces ovum and female sex hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone. So this is the structure of female reproductive system. All organs of female reproductive systems are in abdominal cavity. Every month an ovum is released in abdominal cavity alternately from each ovary. So free end of oviduct is like a funnel. An opening is present at the center of it. So oocytes enter the oviduct through that opening. And there are presence of cilia on inner surface of oviduct. So these cilia push the oocyte towards the uterus. So fallopian tube transport oocyte to the uterus, and fertilization occurs in fallopian tube, while fertilized egg will be implanted and developed into uterus. So see the difference. Fertilization takes place in fallopian tube, while the implantation of the fertilized egg and development takes place in the uterus. Now the endometrium is a mucous membrane lining of the uterus. It thickens in preparation for implantation of fertilized egg, or otherwise it is lost via the menstruation process. And vagina is a passage leading to the uterus. Uterus is protected by a muscular opening which is called as cervix. Now we will study about the process of fertilization. So gamete formation, that is the sperm formation, and ovum formation takes place during the process of fertilization. Fertilization is the formation of zygote by union of both sperm and ovum. And two types of fertilization occurs, internal as well as external. But in case of human beings, internal fertilization occurs. So semen which is ejaculated in vagina during copulation, through the semen sperms they travel through vagina, then to uterus and to the oviduct. So one of these few million sperms will fertilize the only ovum present in the oviduct. In this way the fertilization takes place. So you can see the fertilized eggs, different or number of sperms, they are approaching towards the egg, and one of them will be fused and zygote will be formed. Now, puberty. It is the stoppage of functioning of female reproductive system. Nearly at the age of 45 to 50 years, hormone secretion they either stops or become irregular in case of females. An ovum is released every month from the ovary. So out of 2 to 4 million ova, only 400 oocytes they are released up to the age of menopause, and rest of the oocytes they disintegrate or degenerate. Now, oocytes released from ovary during last few months, nearly the age of menopause, they are 40 to 50 years old. How much old they are? 40 to 50 years old. And their ability of division has been diminished till now because they are nearly 50 years old. So due to this, they cannot complete meiotic division properly. So if such oocytes they are fertilized, the newborns produced from them may be with some abnormalities like Down syndrome or any chromosomal abnormality. So from the age of puberty up to the menopause, that is from the age of 10 to 17 years to the age of 45 to 50 years, an ovum is released every month from the ovary. So out of 2 to 4 million ova, only 400 ovas will be released up to the age of menopause, and remaining will be undergoing or they will undergo degeneration. So this is how the fertilization takes place in human being. I hope you have understood this topic. In the next video, we'll learn about development and birth in case of human beings or human embryo development. Till then, take care students. Goodbye.